All right, so Anthony Joshua pulls off a unanimous decision win over Joseph Parker. By doing so, he owns now 3 of the 4 major titles at heavyweight, right? He's now the IBF, WBA, and WBO. So he wins a unanimous decision. I didn't agree with the scorecards. I thought they were way off. I rewatched the fight again. When I watched it as it was happening, I thought Joshua won. And the same thing. Second time around, I thought Joshua won the fight. I had a best case scenario for Anthony Joshua. I thought he won 8 out of the 12. You can make an argument, in my opinion, that he won 8 out of 12. Best case scenario for Parker, this is just my opinion, I thought that he won 6 rounds. I knew that Parker was very capable of giving Anthony Joshua some problems. And he did. I knew going in that he was going to come in to try to win. Whether his game plan was going to be good enough, we would just have to watch and see the fight. I thought he would fall a little short, and that's what happened. I didn't like the way he looked in the weigh-in, but you know, sometimes that has nothing to do with anything at all, right? He was light on his feet. I thought he did a lot of backpedaling, and I thought he also retreated more so than Anthony Joshua, obviously because of his size. And Joshua has the bigger size. I thought he did a good job using his jab. I thought there was times where Parker did land some shots that hurt Anthony Joshua, especially in that 6th round. I also thought that Joshua was hurting him as well and landed some pretty good combinations, and I thought his defense was better, and his defense has gotten better. Yes, he got caught. That's part of boxing, right? That's part of boxing. You're gonna get hit. I thought both guys did good defensively. I thought that Joseph Parker rolled well with the punches. I thought that he took some punches better than I thought he would be able to. And look, the fight was boring. It was a boring fight. I thought it was a very tactical battle, and there was some questionable calls by the referee that I thought favored the A side. No different than what I thought happened in the Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder fight in the 7th going into the 8th round. When I talk about fights that I see, all this becomes relevant to me, right? Maybe not to you, but to me, it is. I observe things and I come to my own conclusion. This is part of boxing. It's fucked up, but it is part of boxing. The kind of boxing that we're dealing with today, where politics seem to rule the outcome inside the ring. And so Joseph Parker, I'm sure, he won't say it publicly, but I'm sure in back of his mind and going into the fight that he knew these were the things he was gonna have to overcome. He wasn't able to get the job done. Again, I don't agree with the scorecards, but I do think Anthony Joshua won the fight. Where does Anthony Joshua go from here? Well, you know that he's got a WBA mandatory in Alexander Povetkin. That's an option. Of course, there's also his IBF obligation, which I think is the winner between, I don't know if it's set yet, but I believe they're trying to make that fight happen. I believe it's Brazil and Pulev. Okay, so that's an option for Anthony Joshua. And then, of course, there's for all the belts, the unification belt, the Deontay Wilder fight. That's going to be a lot harder than most boxing fans, most fans of both fighters think it's going to be. They think that it's going to be just that easy. Well, I'm not saying the consensus is that they think it's going to be that easy. It's going to be a hard negotiation, right? Who holds the leverage? Who holds the A-side card? I believe that goes to Anthony Joshua. You heard him say that he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. I heard him say that in the post-fight, in the ring interview, that no, the fight's got to happen in London. Then I heard him at the post-fight conference, and he said that he's willing to see. He prefer that the fight happens in the UK, but if the money and the situation is good, he doesn't mind entertaining the possibility of the fight happening in the US. Either way, we'll find out what's going to happen with that. Do I look at Wilder having a better chance to beat Anthony Joshua after this performance? Slightly, yeah. I do think that there's opportunities for Deontay Wilder to win this fight. I still say that I'm going to go with Anthony Joshua because of just better boxing fundamentals. But there's something to take into consideration. Sometimes it looks like Joshua, could be confused or a little bit sometimes not too confident in himself. Maybe that's because of experience, where Wilder, you can say what you want about him and you can say what you want about his opponents. The one thing he has is a lot of experience fighting more or less the same way, and he doesn't lack that confidence. He doesn't doubt his style. He usually wins by knockout. So it'll be interesting what happens. I think more on a technical standpoint, in terms of styles that can really give Anthony Joshua some problems, is Alexander Povetkin, although I would still take Anthony Joshua to beat Povetkin at this point. But if there's anybody that can pull it off, that can be a huge problem for a guy like Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, would be Povetkin. You can see he can touch somebody's chin no matter how tall they are. Yeah, Price is not on the level of guys like Joshua or Wilder, but you know, he is still about their size and can punch really hard. Maybe just doesn't have the confidence that those guys have. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I won't say that I'm disappointed in Anthony Joshua because, like I said, as good as I think he is, I don't overhype him. I think he's still learning on the job, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be learning on the job. Was there some BS in the fight? I thought there was some BS, you know, typical A-side scenarios that play out. The scorecards, too much accolades for the A-side. Doesn't reflect what I saw in the ring, reality. This was a close fight. I thought Joshua won a close fight. A conservative, boring, close fight with a little tiny bit of controversy. Anyway, that is my video. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.